This is Health Broadcasting Service HBS Radios, your global pioneers in specialist radio broadcasting, bringing you everything to enhance your health and well-being. Health is your human right. HBS, your partners in everything about your health and well-being.
From the Health Broadcasting Service radio channel, here is another interesting episode of our Out and About segment, a community-based public opinion sampling program. Domestic abuse has engaged our minds for so long, and there is a general resolve to eradicate it. An act of gender-based violence associated with a male or female gender that results in or is likely to result in physical, sexual, or mental harm or suffering to people, male or female, young or old, including threats of such acts, coercion or arbitrary deprivation of liberty, whether occurring in public or in private life, fits a perfect description of an abuse. Abuse is a universal problem seen in every country and across all societies, regardless of age, class, education, income, religion, ethnicity, and culture. A multi-country study, which included 24,000 women participants, indicated that violence by an intimate male partner was widespread in all the countries, and 1 in 3 women experienced physical or sexual violence in their lifetime, according to World Health Organization in the year 2005. In today's segment, we are fortunate to have a few of our respected contributors who will be looking at this important subject from their personal perspective and expressing their thoughts and feelings about it. Please sit comfortably and savor this genuine outpouring. For the benefit of our good listeners, please listen to the question we posed. What is abuse, and what would I do if I was in an abusive relationship? How would I manage the situation? Heavy going, isn't it? Perhaps you are a survivor. It is also part of a healing process to air your views and thoughts so that others may benefit. If that description fits you and you would like to be part of our next program on this same subject, please get in touch with us. You can contact us via our email or by messaging us privately through our social media platforms via Facebook, inbox us at Health Broadcast, or simply email us on our email address, which is contact@healthbroadcastingservice.com. Without further ado, let's bring in our first set of friends. Please sit back, relax, and pay attention as they share their personal thoughts and opinion with us.
Abuse is simply inappropriate treatment or misuse. And for me, personally, if I find myself in an abusive relationship, I'll just end it. Because I do not have the capacity to tolerate abuse. That's just it.
That was a very sincere response. I could feel the sincerity. Very thought-provoking too. Sincerely, our first contributor has zero tolerance for abuse. Perhaps you feel the same way. My producer says it's time for a musical break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We will be moving to our next contributors. Please take a listen.
Abuse is a misuse of anything. It can be a misuse of someone's emotions or a misuse of any particular thing. So, whatever you don't treat rightly, whatever you misuse, uh, could be seen to be an abuse. And bringing it down to the context of a relationship, I will say that abuse in a relationship can be physical, sexual, or emotional. Now, this has to do with coercive behavior used to maintain power and control over your partner or over your intimate partner. Now, this can be deliberate, and then sometimes it could be spontaneous, you know, but mostly is most times is usually deliberate. So, what I would do if I were to be in an abusive relationship is, first of all, I would talk about it with my partner. I'll also try seeing a marriage counselor, that's if we are married, or talk to someone who has a vast knowledge in guidance and counseling, or probably somebody I feel she would listen to, because whether I would like it or not, men and women go through abuse in relationship. I've seen cases where women, um, you know, tore their guys' clothes into rags, you know, and even go as far as broken the dishes in the kitchen, even the television set, all because they are angry. Sometimes they batter the man completely, you know, and sometimes nobody knows about this. But once the man reacts, domestic abuse, this is what people say. So sometimes it goes both ways. Women are abused, men too are also abused. But then most men don't come out to talk about it. So, like I said, it could be physical, it could be sexually, it could be emotionally. So, for me, like I said, I'll look for somebody I think she listens to, you know, and then if the person, uh, after consulting the counselor or wherever I feel she will listen to, and then she proves repulsive or incorrigible, then we better split ways, because we all have equal rights and we deserve our peace. So, in order to avoid um, untold stories whereby tomorrow we start saying this and that, which may even lead to one of the parties losing their lives. So, before I get to that situation, I think the best thing to do is, after much talking, if it doesn't go down well, then everybody should just go their ways and live their life, because life is important. Life is very costly. Thank you very much. My name is Nonso Michael, and I'm doing this voice note from Nigeria. Thank you.
My name is Shalom, and I'm here to talk about abuse in a relationship. Abuse in a relationship is actually not a good one that anybody should run into. Although you might not know if the spouse is abusive or so in a relationship until you stayed for a long time with him or her. So when a partner is into that kind of situation, it is just advisable for them to just withdraw from it. You should just quit the relationship at the early stage, because when they're into the relationship for a long time and they start facing such abuses, it will be very hard for them to withdraw back from it or out of it. So it's advisable for all spouse or every individual to check in the relationship to know how they can fit in one way or the other, to really understand each other, to know if his spouse has anger in his or her, so they can know how to fight against it and also know how to control each of them. Some people can be in a relationship knowing fully well that the spouse or their partner is abusive to them, but they'll still be there because of the love they have for them, and also think that they can change them in one way or the other. But at the end of the day, they find it difficult to change any of them, and they begin to face such abuses. And some of them wouldn't want to go out of the relationship because of such. They keep on praying for the partner to change, which is very, very difficult for such a person to change. And it takes the grace of God for such partner to go into a right track. So my advice to those people in the abusive relationship is for them to talk to people, as in they should call, make calls, make inquiry, ask from people that can advise them on what to do. But if the relationship and it look as if it's not going to work out, that he or she is still battling with such abuses, then she just quit the relationship and just move on, because these days this abuses in the relationship is going a very long way. It kills, it undermines people's self-esteem very, very well, as it leads them to the early grave, as in they're just not who they are again because of such challenges. So I advise them that they should just quit the relationship and move on. But some of them wouldn't want to do that because of the love they have for such partner. But you just have to pray. At least God can even one way or the other touch that person's mind, and it can change for good. But if the person hasn't changed or can't change, then I advise such a partner to just leave the relationship and move on with his or her life.
Well, you heard for yourselves. What reactions do you feel welling up? Abuse is not gender-based. It cuts across all gender. Abuse is a social risk. That really got me thinking more. A social risk. There is absolutely no doubt that victims need to know how and when to seek help. It is vital for a domestic abuse victim to speak out. Confide in someone you trust. And if you are a friend to anyone in an abusive relationship, encourage them to prioritize their safety first. We all should be involved in the total eradication of abuse. Did I rant a little bit? Please pardon me. Okay, let's quickly go for another musical break, and when we return, we'll get to hear more. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, please seize this opportunity to like and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell icon so you can be notified as soon as we upload a new episode on this program and other interesting programs. Here is our musical break. Please enjoy. Thank you for staying with us, and I hope you enjoyed that musical break. I have two more friends who will come along to share their opinions with us. Please listen.
My name is Essie, responding from Osun State in Nigeria. Simply, abuse means a wrong use or abnormal use of a thing. But as it concerns relationship, an abusive relationship is a relationship that does not give you a healthy emotional expression. It affects you physically, and you are mentally and sexually not comfortable with the way things are done in the relationship. So an abusive relationship is not something to be tolerated. So clearly you must ask yourself, what is this relationship all about? Redefine the purpose of the relationship. That is when you can able to continue. And if not, you make clear your deal breaker. Every relationship must have their deal breaker. If you do this, I can't tolerate it, then we can continue. Then the third option is you quit. That's the best way I think we can handle abusive relationship.
Abuse is mostly inappropriate treatment and misuse. And for the other part, if I happen to find myself in an abusive relationship, hypothetically, I don't think I have the capacity to tolerate abuse. I wouldn't say I've ever been abused in a relationship, so I have not really tasted or felt what it feels like. But given the fact that I know myself very well, I don't think I can take it. I don't think anyone should be able to accept or condone abuse. It's not right. It will affect you in more ways than you can ever imagine. No one should allow themselves go through abuse, no matter what it takes and what it costs, no matter who is involved. If children are even involved, I think you are doing them more good than harm when you leave an abusive relationship. You're helping them. You're saving them from trauma, lots of trauma in future, if you keep staying in an abusive relationship. So I think it's just wrong. So anyone that find themselves in an abusive relationship should just end it. Take your time, gather your wits, think and strategize how best and when to leave, and just make up your mind and do it. That's it for me.
Guys, what's your deal breaker? Something more to think about, right? Those also got me thinking. These responses from our friends were unrehearsed and very sincere, and I certainly have been impacted. How can we eradicate domestic abuse? Recently, a popular and well-loved Nigerian singer lost her life from the effect of years of physical, emotional, and financial abuse meted out by her spouse. What should be done to make domestic abuse less attractive, or perhaps to help eradicate this evil completely? Make it criminally more liable? We need your thoughts and opinions, friends. Please reach out to us. We deserve another break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. All too soon, we need to wrap up on today's segment. But that is not before we take our last, but certainly not the least contributor's view on this important subject matter. Please listen.
Hello, my name is Ololade. I am presently in Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, to the question of the day, abuse. Abuse is the improper use of something. Abuse could also mean the cruel and violent way of treating a person or an animal, and so on and so forth are the definitions of abuse. Okay, so if I were to be in an abusive relationship, how would I handle the situation? Personally, for me, I am one who opposes an abusive relationship. So if I happen to find myself in an abusive relationship, I will I would leave with the next available flight, because even if the person is going to change, even if the situation is going to be resolved, I won't be in the relationship to see it being resolved. I'd rather be on the outside and see the results happening, because it's how do I put it? It's better to cut off from an abusive relationship than to die in one. So that is how I would handle the situation, and then probably get help in the little way I can for the person who is giving out that abuse, like who is the abuser, so to say, in the relationship. Find help for him, and if he's willing to take the help, that's good. But I would not stay in an abusive relationship at all. Thank you very much.
Episode or out and about as much as I have. So much to reflect on. And as it is customary, on this note, I would love to say a big thank you to all our guests on this program who have shared their personal thoughts and opinions with us. Thank you very much. For all our important listeners, please stay tuned and be sure to be with us next time we come by on our Health Broadcasting Service HBS Radio Live YouTube channel or on HBS Radio Live. Feel free to contact us if you wish to share your experiences or reactions with us. Our email address is contact@healthbroadcastingservice.com. This is the much we can bring you on today's segment. Thank you for staying with us. Until next time, please stay safe and healthy. Bye for now.
This is Health Broadcasting Service, HBS Radios, your global pioneers in specialist radio broadcasting, bringing you everything to enhance your health and well-being. Health is your human right. HBS, your partners in everything about your health and well-being.